Welcome back. We are watching The Expanse, and this is season 1, episode 6. It's called Rock Bottom. See what more information we're going to get in this episode. It looks like we're going back to Earth. But I wish they would show me more than just the city. I want to know if there's other things going on Earth. Like, is this all that's on Earth now? Okay, I'm going to jump into this. Let's watch this.
You know why I quit the intel desk? I couldn't tell anymore if I was still working for the good guys.
I'll go get the ice cream. You make the phone call.
Anyways, what it sounds like that Fred Johnson blowing up the miners' station wasn't he messed up. Like, he realized he messed up. Like, he didn't know that there were children on that aboard the ship. He didn't know that they weren't actually
James Holden, son of a bitch.
Stay where you are.
You're either some kind of genius, Mr. Holden, or you the luckiest dipshit in the solar system.
Why did you invite us?
It was your only option, but it was also your best option. Now, you want to continue to play games? Or shall we talk about how to help each other?
I'm Lita. My brother, Kaipo.
Setting the last charge now, Uncle Mateo.
Well, hurry up, or you'll be back stealing water on Ceres. You street.
Why did you go back to Julie Mal's apartment?
I'm gonna come clean. Really like her shower. It's great water pressure.
Detective Miller.
You're in love with Julie Mal.
You locked down the net?
Yeah.
Then why is my money floating away?
Saban!
Stupid, good-for-nothing rat.
The net is old.
By the time we...
Hands where I can see them.
Transporting any weapons?
No. What's the problem, boss?
What happened, Pebble Jockey? Did you get drunk and forget to renew your license?
I didn't have the script, Copain. I had to replace the...
You Belters always got next. Are we being too hard on you? Should we cut you a break?
We are just trying to feed our families, okay?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Absolutely nothing.
What god gives you the right to life's riches, huh? You set up your zones, tell us where we can and cannot go.
You living belly full with your glass palaces while half my people are starving to death?
Oh my god, don't.
Leave him alone! He didn't mean.
Hey, I went easy on you before, but now you're not gonna pass through the restricted zone on your way home.
Fred Johnson offered to crew me up. You guys will be safe here on Tycho till all this blows over, then you can go back to your lives.
So, what is this? Goodbye.
I logged the distress call in the camp.
Amos. I knew. Holden did the right thing.
Why didn't you tell me? You were afraid of me.
Yeah, I mean, Alex probably just feels like stranded. He'd never signed up for this at all.
You should have said something.
Yeah.
My sister Athena was touched by the hand of God. The most beautiful child in all the belt, the smartest. Her bones were like chalk from spending a lifetime in 0G. An impossible burden for a dirt poor family of rock hoppers. Too ill even to travel. I had 3 other sisters to think about. Our family was starving.
So you killed her.
And that makes me a monster. There was no script to bury her, so I laid her to rest in a beautiful bauxite tunnel that we discovered. It is possible to cry so hard that your tears turn to blood.
So everybody dies for the cause. Except for you.
Yo, hey, Uncle, what are you doing? Come on. What?
Uncle Mateo, no. Please, don't try hard. I'm sorry. Oh, my father. Uncle, please.
I'm Daniel. Not interested, Daniel. Tell me, how do they treat you here?
The others say it's better than most.
That bucker, ogling you, he's packing a knife on his left hip.
Thanks.
What are you, the union rep? I grew up in places like this.
I guess you must have been as happy as a puppy with two peckers, right? I didn't mean it like that.
Like what?
I'm gonna stop talking. Two more, please.
It's an honest living. It's more honest than most. And you can tell a lot about a place by how they treat their people.
I can't.
Oh, come on. You're not married.
I was married. Out on a run, all I could think about was getting back home. Not in my bed. All I could dream about was getting back out here. Big Brass said I didn't have what it takes to fly the badass gunships. Flying the Rocinante back there, that was just about the best feeling I've ever had.
They try to access any areas that they shouldn't, and the Rosie's core will self-destruct.
A man's gotta stand up.
Uncle Mateo, be okay.
You can only live so long.
With a boot to our necks, that's okay. Uncle Mateo, you don't need to do this. We'll be okay.
It's okay, Diogo.
Someone will find you out there. We'll be okay.
Someday, things gonna change. A man's gonna stand up.
It's just terrifying.
A little respect.
I have nothing but respect.
Then what's your problem?
She hypnotized by a uniform. Fanatics, religious freaks. Those Marines could have saved themselves. Gone home to their family. Why did you come back for us?
Well, you're only there because of me. So what's next for Naomi Nagata? When all this blows over.
I've never killed anyone before.
You'll be all right. You're either somebody who can pull a trigger or you ain't. Well,
You and me are the same. But it wasn't the blood or the iron smell of it that got me. There was there, a little girl in the window, watching me. The only guy I ever killed.
What is this?
Oh, spare us a speech.
The ship's ready. Are you?
I guess we lost Amos.
Oh, he'll be here in a sec.
Okay.
We'll bring your Lionel Polanski home, if he's out there. I want you to help me find someone. Someday I'll come to you with a name. No questions asked.
I'll do what I can.
I'm seeing molecular reactions, vibrational resonances, all across the spectrum. Can you hear me?
Look at this thing.
What the hell am I looking?
Some kind of bioweapon?
Where'd this recording come from?
Phoebe. That's what I think. Phoebe Station.
I meant, where'd you get it?
Julie Mao.
You tell anyone about this?
Just you.
What about this? Copies?
Erase Detective Miller's case files and cancel all his clearances.
What are you doing?
You're fired.
You're in his pocket. What, are you buying himself a whole police force?
Have it your way.
Security.
What does it go for these days, huh? Undying loyalty.
That was nice. He's so excited about the coffee.
Tycho Control, this is gas freighter Rocinante requesting clearance for departure.
Understood, Rocinante. Tossing 3 Martian trade zones. The likelihood of encountering MCR in patrols is high.
I didn't even realize the episode was about to be finished. That's interesting. Like, that kid's gonna come back at some point, I assume. Someone's gonna capture him or take him in. It was just hard to see the Martians treating them just so horribly. And that's just how it seems to be. There's a sense of power really can corrupt you in some ways. And I don't know, I feel like that should be a training thing. Like, if you have any job with any type of power, there has to be some other training of like, hey, look, you could get corrupted also. Like, your ego's gonna get really big, and then you're gonna think you're better than people, and then and it's a possibility. Like, it just should be, because we see this happen. It just happens. So there should be another side of, because we do need people in some areas of like being in charge and helping and making sure things are safe, right? That's obvious, but then there are people that are in charge that then start to get a big head, and that is dangerous. That's where the abuse of power comes in. So it just sucks to see these guys, and then they've just been through it. So the uncle gives his life at the end, just, you know, it's just, I don't blame them, like, to fight back. I get that, especially with their circumstances. They barely have anything left, so why not fight back now? And so this guy, I think his name is Fred. I'm not sure whether they can trust him or not, but the fact that he took that chip out of the Lopez's suit, I don't know, that makes me worried. But at least the crew is together. They're gonna go and figure this out. It's much bigger than I realized. The Julie Mao thing, and Joe was on to something. So I'm glad he at least has his ex-girlfriend kind of in the same place as him. Like, she's aware of like how serious this is. So I mean, he's not gonna be alone. But sometimes that's like the journey is, you might be the only one with the truth, or the only one who's willing to stand up for the truth, because as we saw with his higher up, like, she was bought out. She doesn't even care. So it's actually quite terrifying. Things are changing for sure. So that means, like, yeah, there's gonna be, there does need to be a revolution. Things need to shift, basically. But yeah, I mean, I think for me, I'm really beginning to really like Jim and Naomi, Amos, and Alex. We've been with them now for the first 6 episodes, and their character like not just like character in a story, but their actual character as humans. They're really good. Like all of those people are strong and trustworthy and wise and smart and courageous. And so it's really cool to see that they're still alive and that they're still working together, and they're the only people, including Joe. I trust Joe, but I trust in this show. There's like 7, maybe 8 people that I trust. So I'm just beginning to really like them as a crew. Like, it's not just because they're fun or funny. Like, they're really like genuine people. So, and that's always good. I'm glad they're on the right side of history. The last thing is the scientist that found, maybe it's the thing that was in the scopuli, because it looked like, I never went back to watch it, but it looked like when Julie saw, when she saw inside the ship, it was like something like, it was like huge, like this kind of big thing, and it looked like it was eating someone. So maybe that's what's going on. We're gonna figure that out. I that's what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking that's what the scientist saw on Phoebe. Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching with me, and I will see you guys in the next episode.
That brass sends me cases like Julie's when they don't want them solved. Sorry.
You sent it?
They have no reason to board us.
Once we cross that line, there's no turning back. Everything we do is gonna be under a microscope. They just give us a little love tap, let us know they're watching.
Well, if that love tap turns into a target lock, we need to be ready.
Man, it's so crazy. Like from episode 1, they've been under like stress. It has not ended. It's like, this is never ending for them.
Its systems normally recognize other Martian Navy as friendlies. Not anymore.
How did someone as smart as you end up on the Canterbury?
I failed upwards to the level of my incompetence.
Hey,
y'all. Why are we broadcasting?
what are you talking about? No one's broadcasting anything.
Yeah, we are.
What?
Right.
Whoa, no.
It's a radio transmission coming from between the hulls. There's nothing down there but service and conduit.
What the hell? What the heck? So this guy was on their ship this whole time? Whoa, what the hell is going on? This is not The Handmaid's Tale, right?
What?
Oh no, she looks amazing.
No, I wasn't
That's
murdered
an
in the
awesome
last 30
outfit.
seconds.
Oh.
I'm Christian Avasarala, UN Deputy Undersecretary.
This about Jimmy?
This is Jim's mom. So we're meeting his whole family, like all 10 of his parents or whatever.
Not enter that residence. We cannot maintain your security.
Oh.
A spy for our friend Fred Johnson.
Hey, I take offense to this.
Shut up!
Mm-hmm. Shut
Let
up.
Fred spy
for real.
on us. He knows more than we do.
Consultant for DeVilla Aerospatial. I do special research.
Corporate espionage.
Call it whatever you want. I've been stealing codes and tech from Tycho for 2 years now.
Then why are you on our ship?
Too bad we're not going to Eros.
You're not. And where the hell? There's nothing else out here.
It's none of your damn business.
Oh, he doesn't know what they're doing. This is a different type of mission.
We need to help each other out here, okay? Now, I don't want to get picked up by any Mickey Patrol, and I know you guys don't want that either.
What?
I don't care. You think the Martians are gonna buy whatever story you're selling?
Will you shut him up, please?
No, look, you need to.
Oh, I do kind of want to hear what he has
You
to
gotta get
say.
right. You use it too much, but you gotta get right.
Enough. Part of a family co-op. It's hard enough for one husband to get along with me.
We try not to keep secrets.
Good for any relationship. James Holden was conceived by a cult of political extremists as a trick for 8 people to claim generational land rights. Kicked out of the Navy, he fell in with a radical fringe group in the belt. I can make shit up too.
Why are you here?
I need to understand your son.
We're just hauling some helium down to Eros. Listen, if this is about that radio thing, our comms are all messed up.
Please transmit your flight plan and lading, Rocinante.
Roger that.
I think it's pretty clear you're mad at more than just me. I have dealt with these Mickey patrols before.
Either way this plays out, you're dead. And I'm the one that's gonna bring you the good news. You're loose end. It's nothing personal.
Damn,
Just like that.
that's
The
wow.
water's wet, the sky's up.
Wow.
We're just caught up in the churn is all.
I have no idea what you just said.
This boss that I used to work for in Baltimore, he called it the churn. When the rules of the game changed and new. Guys like you and me, we end up dead. Doesn't really mean anything. Or we happen to live through it. Well, that doesn't mean anything either, Captain.
You tell who's ever in charge that I have valuable information. And Christ, I've had to pee for like 2 hours now.
Oh, he's the guy who's been oh. He's been filming them the whole time. It's so weird. Like, the gravity is strange here. Like, the bird's practically floating.
So listen, that ship you're looking for, Anubis, whatever, it never showed up here. But the funny thing is, a short-range shuttle from that ship did. Anubis 1A is still here on Eros racking up dock fees.
I have the facts about your son, but I don't understand him.
I think you're full of shit, lady. Jimmy is my son. He has all 8 of us in him, but I carried him in my belly for 9 months. He is...
I pressured mine to join the Marines, or I wouldn't pay for his education. So he did what was expected. That's why he was in Callisto during the insurrection. That took his life. For someone to come around and tell me that it was all a terrible mistake, that my son is still alive. I'll be waiting on my deathbed for that news. That's not something I usually lead with.
Okay, so she's being much more real. For the first time, it seems.
This is a game of pretend, and you guys are pretending to be the wrong thing.
Donkey balls. Did you just say donkey balls? Back when I was flying transport for the MCRN, we ran across this unflagged tanker acting kind of suspect in a pirate zone. Donkey balls. And just like that, my captain ordered me to change my course. We parted our ways. None of the officers said anything about it, but everyone on the crew was absolutely certain it was...
I don't know why, but that was really cool.
You want to throw that in too?
Not for sale. Gonna take a trip.
To where?
Eros. Yeah. I'm gonna, see the sights.
What sights? Miller, Eros is a garbage dump. You're gonna need someone to watch your back. A partner.
Can't come with me.
Oh.
Bad timing. My specialty.
Good luck, Miller.
Oh, that's good. Man, right when she was like back to opening her heart up to him, he's like on to he does like Julie, like he doesn't even know her, but he's seems like he is into her now. He's an admirer of her for sure.
By the time he was a teenager, he was reading all the briefs Tom wrote. He went to the hearings. He stood at the gates to greet whatever goons the government sent to wreck him out to mend a fence. And I told him to get as far away from this place as he could. And that if he didn't go, then I would. Because I couldn't stand to watch what we were doing to him anymore.
Guys, this is taking way too long.
composite titanium. If we started an hour.
Who said it? You could talk.
I did.
Just. I'm gonna go prep for Plan B.
What's Plan B?
To get down to that airlock and make sure nobody boards us.
Oh no, I'm scared that that'll. Cause what did he do to the airlock?
Nobody's dying, so they'll have a chance to ping the mothership. That ain't my plan. Figure out what our next move is from there.
Do you know how many Martians died getting us off the Doniger?
Ship that sad. And I am not spending the rest of my days in a Martian gulag.
There's more innocent blood, and I don't want it.
I thought so.
So interesting to hear like his background, his childhood, and to see him now.
Spitter. I'm talking about the Mickeys coming through that airlock to take us down. You logged the distress call, Holden. Welcome to the churn.
Proximity alarm, people. We are officially out of time.
We're not the assholes.
I'm done talking, Holden. We're about to have company.
I will
wow.
take you down before I let you take them down.
You got a clean shot, back of the head. Take it if you need it.
You don't think
Damn.
I'll do it?
There's only one way to find out.
All right, then, boys, get ready.
Jeez, this is. Oh my god.
A couple of sec there, friendos. Trouble's just a problem I ain't fixed yet. Okay, listen, we gotta let them in now, or we get a bomb on our hull.
I've got it.
What? You got it?
I've got it.
Oh.
Final
Yeah, I'm
warning.
sorry to be such a pain, boys. But our power problems, they've been so mendacious and polyglottal. Like a couple of donkey balls.
Just for safe measure.
Received and understood, Rocinante.
Wow.
You get those comms checked out when you hit port.
Wow.
You boys be careful out there, here?
You too, Rocinante. Safe travels.
Damn, that was gonna be all bad. Oh my god, if they boarded, that would have been horrible.
Son of a bitch! Can you believe that? Damn, I'm good.
That worked out.
Amos. And this Jim's like on the verge of tears, and Amos is like, cool, all right, back to it. That was intense.
And so, your analysis of his character notwithstanding, I've activated a Black Ops team.
Oh.
We're taking Holden off the board.
Taking him off.
Mother to mother, like, you can't let him die or anything like.
Are you anything like that animal? You got top sign. Amos, you call him.
No.
Good. I have family out there too. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and still decide that you're gonna toss me
Maybe
into
Amos
space,
is the man, the right man for this job here.
because I am not an animal either.
This is the thing about being like he can't see that in his eyes. It's not... Interesting. After that whole thing, now I do not trust this guy at all. Because when you're like Jim, you're so merciful. You'll just be like, you know what? I see the good in everyone. Because that's how I am. And I wish I was more like an Amos, to be quite honest. Because I feel like Amos is, like, that's the person who's, but being like Jim is good too. But like, I don't know. It's tough. Okay. Joe. So they're all kind of gonna be meeting up at the same place. Okay, so now where we are in the series, I'm very much invested. It took a little bit to kind of get me into the series because it's really different from a lot of the stuff I watched. So I had to kind of get my mind back, or not back, but on like a new track basically. And I am now. So I appreciate what's going on. I really like the characters. I think everyone's really awesome. The more I get to know them, it's like the more I like them too. But there is a lot. This series is all about who do you trust. That's like the biggest thing that I get from it. Because at this point, you know, Naomi was like a target for a second. Like, who is she? Is she OPA? Why is she so good at her job? What is her relationship with Amos? Why does he listen to everything she says? Now Amos is like off the leash, and now he's sort of, you don't know what he's capable of, and he's pretty terrifying. And then we got to now know more about Jim, and he's one of the characters. Like, I trust Naomi for sure. I do trust Jim. But through the process of learning about who everyone is, you kind of did question, like, who is who. Like, for a second, I did not trust Jim. I didn't trust Jim in like the first episode. I think it was like when the Canterbury did explode. I was like, he seems like he's a bad guy, but he really wasn't. And now that we saw the backstory of I guess his background, I can really see that he was raised in a household where he was loved, number one, and they gave him a purpose. They wanted him to be different, they wanted him to be unique, and they wanted him to take on this regime, this world, like to make the right choices and to be a leader. So he's seeing how his upbringing was, and now seeing him in like these different positions, he really is a leader. He definitely makes really good choices, and he tries to think about everybody involved, which is what Amos could be a good leader in another way, but he's more of like the killer, like the warrior. But you don't, it's funny enough, a quote from Aquaman 2, but it's like something about great kings build bridges. I think that's like, that quote will live with me in my head for forever, because I thought it was really good. Like, really, it is. It's like, if you're a good leader, you don't burn bridges. And when I heard that quote, I was just like, damn, that's pretty profound. It's so simple but sweet. And it's so easy to burn a bridge, actually. It's so much easier. It's so much easier to do that. And I've done it. I know lots of people have. And, you know, you can look back and you're like, was that the right some bridges are the right bridges to burn, though. But like, you can't just, you know, like there are some, you know, these decisions you have to make that you're like, I can see that on the other side I must burn it, but at the same time you don't want to. You want to try your best not to do that. Amos will burn a bridge, I think, for survival. That's just what I've gathered from him. Jim will try to see the good and try to keep things going and just try to work with people. She's trying to find the best in each person. But then you come across this new character. I did not catch his name. He's been recording them this whole time. So I don't know who he's working for. I don't know what the story is for him, but he's not to be trusted at all. And I think Amos's gut feelings are correct with him. I think it was only that the last thing he said to Jim made me feel like, this guy's trying to manipulate the kindness, the humanity within Jim, which he sees, because he said, Amos is an animal. Are you like that animal? So once he finds out, like, oh, Jim's not that way, he's just like, I can manipulate this guy. So in some ways, yeah, if you're an Amos, it's probably going to be really helpful. You will survive through lots of different things. But you do need you need a Jim too, like you just do. There's a lot of things happening with Joe but he's not a part of the police force anymore. And there's a connection between him and Julie. I mean, Julie doesn't know he exists. Julie may be dead too. We don't even know. But it does seem like he has some sort of admiration for her, and maybe he has fallen in love with her at this point. Either way, he's the only person in the solar system who's out looking for her. So it's interesting because I think it's like she needs that help, and he's on the money. He's following his gut, and then I think just for what he learned about her, he realized how good of a human she is. That's why he was like, not all humans deserve to be saved. There is a lot of shitty people out here, and it's true. It is true. It is. It sucks because I don't like to say that, because in my heart I'd like to say everyone deserves saving, but I also know, like, when you live for a really long time, and I'm only 33, so I've only seen so much, but even in my short span on this planet, I've seen a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh yeah, some people don't even want to be saved, and some people are looking to really truly hurt people. So it's interesting. You want to believe in everybody, and you want to believe that everyone has like a good heart, and I still in my heart I do, but I also have to be realistic. And I think with time, with worldly experience and going out and meeting people and working in different places, you maybe do see a lot of the good, and then you get to see the bad too, and you're like, yeah, there is both here. But there are people who are just like, I don't know. In his line of work, he's definitely gonna see the really bad. So I think him just getting to see Julie's path, and like Julie is really similar to Jim. They're both, it's like this thing, like, why are you doing what you're doing? You had like a safe space, you grew up in a really good place. Maybe you didn't get along with your parents that much, but you still, you had everything at your fingertips, anything you wanted. But they wanted to help in some way. They had like those bleeding hearts. So that, like, there is like that parallel between Julie and Jim, even though we don't even know Julie. We just have heard stuff about her and how she is so admired by so many different people. I think that's really cool. But I'm gonna jump into the next episode. This is getting so good. I need to know what happens. And I think so. Yeah, the next episode is, I think, episode 8. So then I'll have almost done with the first season. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.